Now, speaking of your food specialties, barbecue is one of them. Your new book, Bobby Flay's Barbecue Addiction, out now. Let's talk about misperceptions about. I'm from the South. I'm from North Carolina, so I take barbecue very seriously.
I know
as
the
you
best
know.
barbecues in Carolina. We know.
Well, yeah. Barbecue in general, though, what's the biggest misperception in this country about what barbecue is, Bobby? You get into it a little bit in your book, but do it here.
Well, the word barbecue means lots of different things to Americans. It can mean let's go to a barbecue, and actually we should be having one right now. This weather's beautiful. Everybody's off work today. Awesome.
That's true.
But barbecue technically means cooking low and slow. Brisket, ribs, pork shoulder, pork butt. Then there's also a grill, which people refer to as a barbecue as well. I used to fight the term, and I used to try to keep it, technically correct. But now, I'm not going to fight it because Americans think of barbecue in lots of different ways. That's why I called it barbecue addiction, because anything that is outdoor cooking, actually going to the event itself, what you're cooking on, or something that you are cooking, to me it's all barbecue, so it doesn't really matter. As long as you have a good cocktail and some good food, we're all having a great barbecue. That's how I feel about it.
If someone told you you could only have one barbecue for the style for the rest of your life, would it be the North Carolina vinegar, which I'm pulling for? Would it be Texas brisket? Like, what would it be? One you had to pick.
I like Texas. Well, first of all, my wife is from Texas. I'm sorry.
Oh.
My wife watches everything, so I have to be really careful. Hi, Stephanie. I love beef, and Texas is really about beef, and so I love beef ribs more than I like pork ribs. I love brisket. I mean, believe me, I love pork, and I love going to Carolina for the vinegar sauce and the mustard-based sauces. I love it all. Barbecue is the most controversial food subject in the country, period. Because whenever you go someplace, you go to Memphis and you say, how do you like the barbecue in Texas? And they say, they have barbecue in Texas?
Right.
I mean, people are really serious about their barbecue in the barbecue belt, for sure.
Now, you've challenged Chef Gordon Ramsay, right, to an Iron Chef competition. I think he said recently, as soon as he finished doing an Iron Man, he would actually go up against you on Iron Chef.
Great.
So let's talk strategy here on this breakfast briefing. Where's your opening to beat him, you think?
My opening?
Yeah, where's his weakness? Where could you beat him?
See, interesting. Somebody asked me this yesterday about Iron Chef. I don't play defense in Iron Chef. I play offense. Because I can't worry about what I know my competitor can cook. I know that person is going to put out amazing food. And so I can't worry about what that person is doing. I can just take the ingredient and cook the best food that I can make. And that's all I really care about. If I lose, I lose. Right. It's part of it, you know? And of course I would love to win. You know, with Gordon, Gordon said a few things about me in a magazine. I'm not the first one he's come after. But I thought, you know what? Okay, he started. Let's get it on.
Right.
I want to do a huge event, maybe like in front of Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, a huge charity event, so that we can raise a bunch of money and just get it on. Let's get this thing over with.
One thing, even though you guys disagree on some things, one thing all of you sort of top chefs seem to agree on is that you don't like truffle oil. And why is truffle oil so overrated and not high on your list of ingredients?
Because truffle oil has become a Band-Aid for lots of things. Truffle oil should be used, very, very, very lightly, like a drop here and there for certain things. I think that it has a great affinity for things like mushrooms and smoky cheeses and nutty things. But what's happened is chefs have taken, or cooks have taken truffle oil and just put it on everything.
Right.
On macaroni and cheese, on lobster, on what, just because, it has sort of that infectious taste, but all of a sudden everything just starts tasting like truffle oil.
Yeah.
And so when things get overused, chefs go like this, we don't want it anymore.
Right. We're going to turn it over to the audience in just a second. I have one last question of my own for you. So I hope this never happens to you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I hope you're never on death row. But if you were, let's just say one of these Iron Chef competitions went awry and the other guy didn't end up so well.
Okay.
One last meal and one last person to cook it for you. What would it be and who would it be?
Oh, somebody would have to cook it for me?
Well, unless you want to cook it yourself. You can choose you if you want to cook your last. But what would the last meal be?
It's so easy for me. It's a cheeseburger and an ice cream sundae.
Right then.
Totally.
All right. I like that. I can live with that too. It might be mine as well.